No, we don't want Michael in there. We'll turn it this way. There we go. It's perfect.
It's for the best.
Where's my posting stuff? There it is. Okay. So that one thing I meant to do is I've been meaning to make a stream starting soon picture so I can like hit the button. Oh my god, this video is getting big. It started in red. Yes, I'm finally getting back to touching this one a bit.
Yay, poems.
This one's thick here. I wanna.
It's got to be almost done. You've been working on it for like a year and a half now.
On and off.
Remember when you
It's
said,
over 2 minutes long now.
Remember when you were like, we started this back in November, and now the thing is which November?
Well, I don't want to have that be one of three, so. Well, it'll be done sometime this decade. Oh, yeah, I have the neighbor complained about noise at one point, so I'm trying to mitigate a little bit. I'm not being as loud as I was. I can get boisterous when I want to be.
Have they complained since?
Nope. But she didn't complain initially anyway. It took a while before she let it linger, and then she came here very angry, more not at me directly, more at herself for not really bringing it up for a while, because I'm like, you can't be angry that I wasn't fixing a problem you weren't telling me about. So, but I did that. I've quieted down a little bit. I don't play my speaker as loud, or at least I turn to the bass as much as I can. But it doesn't help that it's a solid wall with solid wood floor, right base to base, and I'm guessing that where she sits is right on the other side of the wall. So, hello, Kel-chan. But I haven't heard anything for a while now. Plus, when I work now, I work in the kitchen, and I have a small speaker that I play pretty loud over there, and I haven't heard a thing. But it's because her kitchen is up to that too, and I'm thinking that there's just a lot of noise dampening there. We'll be there. We'll just get. Well, you know what? We'll just have Michael this whole time. We'll just do that. How about that?
Don't look at me. I'm in a lot of pain.
Go lay down.
No, after I finish eating.
You have a button, I think, that's pulled.
Yeah. There's a button missing on this shirt.
Is that for...
Captain.
It's so I can salute the flag.
Yes.
Be that much closer to my heart. Okay, so yeah, most of this is done. I actually cannot remember like where we were at in this.
The part with the pony.
I'm not too worried about all of these parts. I just want to make sure there's no errors because of changed stuff. I think when this goes up, he was just gonna flip up like he just like took a spatula and like pung. This is one. What did I still have to do on this one?
That one looked done to me.
I really do not like this angle just because it is a static camera and I hate static cameras.
You're changing the angle now. It's going to be...
That's the whole reason it's static is because any real change is going to drastically change... I mean, I guess I can change a little bit. I can do like this pretty flexibly, but any normal change is going to be requiring a lot more scene building. And so...
Hi, Jurassic. Yes.
Go lay on the floor. It's hard ground.
I just need to...
I just need to sit on a wood chair.
Fine.
For your back. Like lower back. Is that better? It's like sideways. Just don't.
Right where it needs
Whatever.
to be.
Hello, Clumsy. Actually, Kelchan, you can help me with something. I need to test something. So we have a Discord that is going to be opened up soon. And I need to test something. So I need you to join it. Where's my link for that? There it is. So, if I don't care if it's just you or anybody in chat. It's going to be opening soon. But I need you to join it because I need to test to see if some stuff works. If it doesn't, I need to fix it. And actually, now that I think about it, it should work. But if not, I think I know how to fix it. Yay! It worked. Okay, cool. I just needed to make sure that I bumped you to member, and I needed to make sure that it posted in the welcome chat. So, okay, perfect. Well, thank you for doing that. Oh, and actually, that also confirms that the stream announcement still didn't work. I have to figure out why that's not working. Well, that was problem one, whatever. No, I'll be posting on Twitter after stream on that, and then I'll be posting to YouTube tomorrow sometime. I'm breaking that up just so that I have less at once. So I don't know what was in that shot, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. So this is even done too. The doggy.
Looks done.
That's beautiful.
It's adorable.
Oh yeah.
Is that?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Was it a box? How you laugh hurts.
That's good.
I'm gonna finish this pizza, and then I'm gonna go see if I can't do something about my bag. Hit it with a hammer, maybe.
Well, thank you for following Daybreaker. What did you just do?
Did you ever fix Derpy?
I think so. Or I could just be making you donate money. No, I went through everything, and I think I got it.
Find out.
This looks like it's just a framed picture. Like, just put it on. It's like, yeah.
Yes.
Like, she's dead. Yeah, I added alerts last stream, but some of them were broken. I fixed them right before this now. Why is the... Oh, yeah, the fire noise is still going because it's supposed to be like this is showing on the screen. I realized I named that Everyone Dies.
Yay.
I don't even remember if that was planned to be kept or not. I can't remember making that. It's been like 2 months since I touched this one. Just slow-mo science. Kind of want to keep it, but
No dirt.
so yeah, that one's all done too. So,
What?
and then this was a copy of this shot. So
I was supposed to get a derpy, Jurassic. I gave 100 bits. There's no derpy.
I don't see anything.
It says the coffee mug over there, right?
No, the coffees aren't bits. Those are channel points.
Ah.
You just... Okay, boomer.
They both cost money. Ow.
No. The channel points you get from just participating in stuff. And it's 100 coffee cups.
Okay, well, let me figure this out. Jeez.
But thank you for donating your free coffee. Hello, Fulmer. Good to see you. We are working on... I don't know where to start on this. It's been so long since I touched this. Do I want to do lip syncing? Just 100 cups of coffee.
Okay.
Wait, can I actually open this button? Or did I just put it there and not think about that? Oh, I can. Good. I heard the noise. I heard the noise, but I didn't think I see it. I don't know what's wrong with that. I'll have to...
I might be getting points wrong or something.
I don't know. No, it says he did it right. I don't know on that. I'll have to poke at that.
It just gave me 3 unicorn
Because
hearts.
let me see. Because, oops, I just shut him off. Because I think it'll show it if I do that. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do.
See, just said Jurassic.
See, I think it actually showed it at the end.
What, Jurassic?
I think it made the right noise. Either that or... That's why I think it gave Jurassic Derpy. It faded quick because I was doing the preview.
Hold on. How did you give 5 bits, Jurassic? I can only give 1 bit at a time. Boomer. No. Sure. I am over here with like my bad back trying to give pony points or something.
No, I have it set for a certain time. It's oh yeah, just change the number from 1 to 5. What's all ones? What's the one below that?
Ooh. I saw Derpy. She was like a phantom. She was up there for like half a second. If that. She didn't even fully come into being.
Okay, let me take a look at here. She's
like a phantom derp.
It says that she's set to live for...
Is that 5 seconds or 5 milliseconds?
6 seconds.
Is that seconds or milliseconds? Try 6... What was it? What was the default? Like 600?
180. Maybe that. No.
It's probably milliseconds, so it's probably up for less than 2 seconds. Like, or just 2 seconds. 3 seconds, actually. 180 is 3 seconds. You got it set to...
There's this tool for setting up the alerts.
Give her...
And...
I think she needs it.
Because for follows, I have this set to 4.
Okay.
And it works fine. So why would that be different? I would see. Look at there's a whole bunch of derpies.
Yes.
And they're all very, very busy.
They're what makes the world go round.
But it says alert duration.
Oh well, there's only one way to find out. You set it back to 180. Donate another bit, and we see if we get lots of derpy.
I mean, I can set her. Let's change her to. Well, because see, it was at like, if that's milliseconds, what 300 is 6 seconds?
Yeah, roughly.
That seems really long.
Let's find out.
No, hold on.
That's the only
Okay,
way we
we're
can
going
know.
to. Wait. I have to set a couple of these. We're gonna put all of them to max, and if she's down there
For the rest of the
for the
stream,
rest of the stream,
I'll be happy.
then I'm just shutting her off.
What? Right. I'm gonna donate 1 bit because.
I don't know because.
What?
Something's being weird. It like did the whoosh whoosh.
It did the whoosh whoosh again.
It did the whoosh whoosh. She's just like, Michael, come help me, save me.
She's being tortured. I knew it. She's
What
like,
is going on?
she's like the Phantom Derp.
Okay. If you all want to donate, great, but otherwise...
We're just throwing money at you to fix Derpy.
Wait, if that's how this works, I'm going to keep her broken. No, but I'll have to look at that. It's really hard, though, because if I hit preview, it runs it different than when it's actually live, so there might be...
Hashtag save Derpy.
There might be some kind of something like I'm missing. But, like, the follows and everything work fine. Hello, Alco.
Hey, Warhorse.
Okay, so yeah, this button needs to stay open. Because you can't really flip the button.
That's right, Warhorse. Blam! Oh, no. It's so sad. I just feel her screaming for help.
She requires assistance. I think what I can do is how many words does she have here? This is 3 seconds.
You think you're going to do to stop me? I have magic.
That's not that much. I'm really down to... Because I have to do lip syncing before touching that. Lip syncing before touching that. This requires having the map loaded. I'm a little worried with this video that I'm going to have to split it. Because right now I'm sitting at 3200 and I still have multiple scene builds to put together.
That one looks done to me.
Sure.
I definitely did not remember that.
I don't remember it either. So I think I'm gonna have to split this probably at like probably like this point, because that Canterlap map is super memory intensive.
Yeah, you've been keeping it out so far, haven't you?
Yeah, I don't want to put it in here unless I need it. And it's not memory intensive, it's processor intensive. There's something on it that is very, very laggy.
If I remember correctly, it was all the accessories inside of it. Like there's...
Yeah, if you take those out, it works pretty fine. Well, not detailed, it's just excessive.
They put everything into it.
It's why, like, when I put the Remembrance map out, I took all the models for a lot of the windows that could break, or the ones that I placed there, I gave them as models with a scene build, so you could load them in. So you can put them in there, remove it, do whatever you want with it to control it, but then you could just completely delete them.
You know what's odd about that? Is that out of everything Pony that has never been completed in full, like the castle or Twilight's, Twilight's library has been done. But like there's all these huge builds that have never been done, but the high school, it got done.
I think the high school had a couple of purposes. You could probably use it depending on what it is for like a TF2 map, because it's multi-layered, lots of stuff, lots of rooms. But it was also probably just simple compared to most things, because the school was just boxes. It's a lot of simple shapes, but a lot of other things are so iconic that, like the rooms in there, you could just kind of put whatever you wanted in it. But the trying to recreate Twilight's treehouse, people are going to be particular.
I thought they did do that one.
No.
Didn't you do?
Kind of. No, there's somebody did the interior, but it's only from one angle, so you can't see the reverse of it. So I've used it for showing our house, but now it's not really the same anymore. Okay, well, thank you for the special. I can do that too. I can unlock an emote. I can unlock my own emote. Wait, I can modify an emote. What can I modify? Hold on here. What if I do? What am I gonna do to Dash? A feather boa?
You leave that.
She's just eating the feather boa.
It does sound like Dash.
I can't move it
Barfing a
though.
rainbow.
I can.
Oh, she's so cool.
Wait.
She's squishy. She's trying to get some out of her.
This is. She hungry. I want food. Give food.
Food here.
Put food here.
She want cookie.
Okay, I think I will work on the lip syncing a little bit on this. I just have to get reacquainted with the flexes. She's unhappy, angry.
Oh boy.
You took last slice of pizza.
I did. There's another pizza in the freezer if you want.
No, I could. Okay, for one, I need to stop her jaw from doing anything.
Shouldn't have thrown out that moldy chicken. I bet that wouldn't. I kept thinking that had been in there a while.
Okay, turn that down a little bit. Okay, so let's flex for open. Close is... What does close even do? Close just rotates the lip. Okay. So that's like a creepy fucking smile. I remember that one. Okay, I wish they had a lip up. Apparently they don't. And Deaf Jaw, what does this do? Oh yeah. Goku!
Just like a villain from Dragon Ball Z.
I am the pink Namek.
No.
Ooga chaga, ooga chaga. In the night. Oh, okay.
I'm shaking my head.
I think I have an idea as to what's working out with this mouth. I don't like this having full control of the jaw moving. Or all the lips moving. I love having mouth controls that are looks like a Muppet that just had its lower jaw pulled back.
That's horrifying. Why must you torture this thing that's already ugly?
Actually, this kind of like this kind of reminds me of like a pink Thanos. I am inevitable. Put that back. Okay. The Crimson Chin. Hello, Mind Creep. I haven't seen you in a little bit. Okay, so the jawbone is useless. So let's see what I have. Oh, I forgot she says so many words so fast. So I am running in a... Huh? There's the person that's getting the dog. Yes, just stare at them, Michael. That's not creepy. So this is almost exactly 3 seconds. So 90 frames.
What exactly do you think you're going to do to stop me? What exactly do you think you're going to do?
So 12 words in 90 frames. It's a lot more syllables than that. This is going to be rough. We got to slow down their words. I mean, I guess this is kind of what we did here. But I've gotten to liking how the Monster Hunter ones do some lip syncing, and this is like, well, kind of. I guess if I work off the mentality that those have, it's jaw open, jaw closed. But even that was really a flex. See, I don't have a pucker. I don't have a stretch, which are the two I almost require. I have some lip down, but I don't have any lip up. And I have some tongue control. Yeah, it's just going to be whatever I can make work with it. Challenge. Like here, this is like frames that I'm skipping by here. And from here, I have to say what in 2 frames. Oh yeah, so I do have to use the jaw a little bit here. So like, how do you do a T with this? Is there gonna... Oh, that might work. Ooh. This is gonna be... Oh, I guess I can't do shot lights now, but the lighting is making them blow out, but it won't look that way in post. I'm gonna just be rough with this. See, I can't pull the bottom lip up. There's no puck. It's like every flex I normally would like to use, this one does not have. Out of the 8 I only have 2. Well, Kelchan does a lot of lip syncing, but I don't know if it's his preference. I think it's when you have something that you can When you're good at something, it's fun to do a lot of that, but it doesn't mean that you enjoy it. Yeah, you've been busy, going to other countries and stuff. This is going to be a little bit open. See, I can't even, well, actually, no, maybe I can. If I reduce mouth open, then one tooth is clipping a little bit, but I can't even adjust that because it's just, maybe, is it mine that's off? Sure, I'll just put it there. Whatever. I can't do pucker. Okay, so this is going to be forward again. This is weird trying to figure out how I can make certain sounds work on without actually having access to those flexes. The thing is, with how things are organized, it's really easy to select the, because this is organized with the one jawbone there. And actually, I don't like how it works, but it actually is kind of useful. Yeah, it's actually because of a lot of that I am being very, very particular on what projects I help out with now. Because I've been, well, Doors wasn't a flop. Doors was a success, but still was a time commitment. But I've been a part of 2 or 3 other flopped projects, and where it's groups that feel very, very organized and well done, and then it just, you realize that it's all just a phase. I'm still a part of kind of one collaborative thing, but I don't mind on that because it's to me, a lot of these fan collaborative things, the more they try to be organized like a business, the less likely they are to succeed. So they try to show like that they have this professional atmosphere, but I've never seen it work out. The ones like the one I'm in right now, there is none. It's just kind of just like, hey, can you do this? And I'm like, okay, and that's it. And it's really simple. But Anthology was another one where Anthology had structure, but mainly what it was is there's a couple guys that just review the stuff, and then otherwise you just submit things. they were super lax. They didn't care, and they just wanted to have fun. And so that lax environment, I think, is what really helped that succeed. There was no structure. It's rules, and it was like a 9-page document that gave all the rules, like what format to export to, and the resolution, and the frame rate, and all that. But I think there's like 3 pages that just said butts, like, because they just didn't care. Hello, Michael from Other Room. So that was just the mentality that the anthology group had about things was just relaxed and super nice. And again, it also wasn't about you do this piece and you do this piece. It was the same thing. My Door has probably succeeded in anthology. It was just make stuff and we'll compile it together. It's where it's you do this, you do the lip syncing, and you do the eye movement, and you do the lighting, and those ones. If you have everybody in the same room, sure, or you have like people with managerial experience, sure, but butts is very important. I don't know if it was in the rules last time, but yeah, there was one time I was just going through there, and it was just like pages of butts. It's just the word, like in a paragraph format. It was funny. It was good. They were a really, really cool group to hang out with, to do content for. I wish I would have done more, but at the same time, I think I did enough. So, bunch of cool guys. Okay, so I'm going to move this actually for that way so that I can shrink this down. So this I'm going to pull back up a little.
What exactly? What exactly?
So this doesn't even shut enough.
What exactly?
Can't do the I want to do but I can't. I could add it to the model, but that's a lot of work. Thank you for the follow, Kawaii. See, at least that alert works. That's important, because that's the important poem. I think this is going to have a follow-up. Nope. There. So, wait. So, this is 5 frames to have her say, do you. I don't even have the ability to make it say, ooh. So I think I'm gonna make this. We're gonna do. Let's see if this works. So just before this, I'm going to try opening a bit more. See if I can do the same thing here. This is just so tight of a frame rate.
What exactly do you think?
That actually might work. Actually, that's French roast is what I tend to drink too. That's what I have over and under my sink. Under the sink. Next to the sink. Kind of under the sink to the side. Anyway, no, I have it's a Trader Joe's organic French roast. It tends to be my favorite, and I really like it with French vanilla. I guess I like French vanilla creamer from Coffee Mate, but I'm on a reduced sugar or no sugar intermittent fast diet right now, and so coffee in the morning I cannot have unless it's black, so I've been drinking black coffee. Saturdays I let myself have 1 cup of coffee with cream in it, so that's my treat of the week. But the I mean it depends, I could go into coffee for a bit, but I have a special airtight sealed container that with a CO2 filter for the beans. They last probably 2.5 to 3 times longer in there to stay fresh, because the beans that I get are super wet. They're very, very shiny, so they have a lot of the natural oils in there. So by having that, it lets the oil stay on there longer. I also hand grind it with a conical grinder. And on the weekend, I'll use my French press to make it, and I'm very particular on how I use the French press. Otherwise, there is also a drip coffee maker that I use in the morning, because if I'm going to just drink it black, I'm not really going to tell the difference between the two. So, or at least I don't really notice the difference too much. So I just drink it with the easy method. How do I think? Well, thank you, Jurassic. Oh, I have a thank button? When was that added? There we go. What does that say? That's like a pre-made... Okay. It's Pride Float. Okay. It's like a pre-made message. That's neat. Oh, tier 32. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. No, you just wanted the dolphin. That emote is actually usable on the Discord channel too. So you can use it in Discord, and then you should actually be able to use it anywhere if you have Nitro. Yeah, it's Discord has a ability to link up with, why isn't it showing up? Oh, it's because it's up there. With Twitch. So if you are subscribed and you link it, it will, I have a special group for that, and you can then access any of the emotes from the channel. So I think that's actually kind of neat that they have that functionality in the crossover. Yeah, so long as it's linked. Oh, you don't need another series if you have it linked. That's neat. I like that. Cool. Yeah, I'm not sure how fast of a turnaround that is. If it's like every couple minutes they do it. I have no idea. All I did was I was like, hey, a link, neat. So I don't know if it's like a reload thing or probably not. I'm guessing it's just some overtime. But yes, it does work. A few hours. Oh, that'd be stupid because it worked like right away for me. Actually, no. I think when I brought it up to you to see, it was hours afterwards, so I wouldn't know. But no. But thank you, anyways. Okay, she needs less teeth. Less grin then. More frown. So think, why does this not have pucker and stretch? I could make this work so much better with pucker and stretch. I'll go with that. I tend to jump to do the first syllable and the last syllable and then the open in the middle because it's hard to know how far the open is to go until after you know where the beginning and the end are. So now I can freely adjust how far and how fast it opens. Okay, that should work, but I need to bring this down. Probably open it a bit more, hit that part. Okay, the open should not be happening at this point. Needs to be pulled back a little bit. I'm curious because I haven't actually touched this for a bit. I need, like, how does her tongue work? Okay, so this, I'm gonna have these pull forward a little bit. This one, that's too far of a turn. I'll do like 45. Man, that actually works. Not think I'm gonna notice it, but. You don't need to skip it. It's you put the weights on like a pillow, and then you just lay on your side and push them. It's a very intense workout where it's called the cat, where you just knock it off the bed and then regret it horribly. Yeah. Actually, don't do that because you'll damage the floor. Drugs, yes. No, there's I used to have the microfiber little like tube pillows. They're the ones with like the, what do you call them, microfiber? It was the micro bead. So the super tiny beads in the thing, and that was super nice for like if your back was bothering you, because you could just lay it right there and it would just mold your back. That's kind of what this thing is. I think this is memory foam. No, this is just normal foam, but it's really nice. It's kind of squishy. So if I'm sitting in my chair weird, I can put this in my lower back for better support. I just keep it over there nearby if I need. And then the neck one is also really nice. This one I think is, yeah, that one is definitely some kind of or it's definitely a memory foam because it just molds. I have 2 memory foam pillows, but I recently stopped using them for a little bit because I was having my neck was bothering me, and I think I was waking up where I was like moving down farther on the memory foam pillow to where my head was barely on it, and because I didn't have the weight to support it, it was actually causing an air gap that my head was cocking at a weird angle all night. So I used it for a couple of years and then I just had to stop using it. But I do want to go back to them because they're super nice. They're Tempur-Pedic and they were kind of pricey, and took time to get used to. But once I did, I couldn't sleep without it. Oh, my mouse is going too far. So this one, that would normally be, but sometimes the sound depends on what came before it. So if you do think you're not going to be you're going to be you're going to come from the back. So I actually have to have this partially play headed from there. Alright, can I, what happens if I just stretch? Oh. No. I'm trying to use Rathless tricks now with this. For him, if I wanted to do like an E sound, I just show a little bit of teeth and then bring the jaw back at the right angle, and it would allow more teeth to show, and it could do that's why, like on those ones, I made it so efficient because I only needed 8 flexes to cover almost anything. Having a bone on the jaw makes it so you can simulate a lot of extra stuff. This one has the bone, but it does like a couple other things. Banana. Because this would be your, and this would be going, which means you're going to go from or to go, which is a very, very similar mouth. So that's why I want to change the other one, because it wouldn't be ooh to open mouth to ooh again. Usually it's a back and forth between like pucker and stretch. So this. Let's see how this works.
You think you're going. What exactly do you think you're going to? You think
This one, she needs her mouth open more.
you think you're going to? What exactly do you think?
There's too much teeth. It's like she's talking like this. What exactly do you think you're gonna do? It's like she's got dentures. Can't make a pucker, but if I make it tighter and the sensor open, at least it makes it perceive as that and works. And let's try bringing up that jaw a little bit. Nope. If I do it, I gotta do it early. Oh. It's time to. It's like a Yu-Gi-Oh theme. Duel. So this is gonna be kind of similar to the one just before, but see if I can like twist your jaw a little bit. Sure. So that O needs to be carried over a little bit further. That's too much right in a row. So I'll just try smoothing it and seeing if they just flow together. And this we need to have none. A little bit of teeth.
do to stop? Going
Some of these are just like not as open as I want, or they're too open.
going to do to think you're going to do to stop? What you're going
I'm gonna say good enough. Stop. Yeah, that's actually. I wish I could get her lips up a little bit more on the top, but I will take it. So that needs to be pulled out a little bit more.
going to do to stop?
So she needs to have her mouth closed faster than this. Actually, I just messed up on where I needed to have it open is what that was. Okay, now instead, right now it's builds up and then then dies off. I think I need this to go the other way around. So right now it's angry that's up high. So I need to actually have where angry is up high at the end. And it builds up to that. Still too much. I'll decrease it a bit more back here. I think the jaw movement too. Is it the open? I can't do a lip bite with the mouth closed, which is really annoying. Ah, sweet. Okay, so that it didn't take a couple hours, but it did take quite a while. There needs to be a little bit of teeth bred in here, or oh, she needs more angry at the end here. But I need to fix the jaw. No, that's just disgusting. I don't think I can bring much more than that. I can fake this. I don't think so. Oh, that actually kind of works. I want cotton candy.
Think you're going to... What exactly?
Actually worked pretty good. Okay.
What exactly do you think you're going to do to stop me?
Nah. Not 100% liking it. What did this one from?
So many hoops tonight just to get my hands on this crown. And it really should have been mine all along.
She wasn't being overly emotional, so I could keep the jaw low. But in this one,
Exactly do you think you're going to do to stop? Think you're going to do to
still don't like to do. All the rest of it looks fine. I think some of this is just time. No, it's not just timing. I think if I just animate her, it's just gonna hide it all anyway, because she's gonna be like doing flailing. Are you alive?
Mostly.
Oh, is that what the battery came in?
Yeah.
I was wondering. I'm like, what the hell is that heavy stuff? Hey, I'm just gonna let it charge.
Yep.
So over the weekend, my batteries. Oh, no, was it? No, it wasn't over the weekend. It was last week. My battery went dead on my computer. You like said you were gonna go lay down, and instead you went and put a heavy lead acid battery in it.
I lay down and I stretched. I kind of hung myself upside down on the edge of my bed and just kind of tried to stretch out my back.
Are you better?
Mixed results. And then I installed the batteries.
But no, I have a backup battery that was I got for free from CyberPower. Not from CyberPower. When I worked in trucking, that was a CyberPower battery, 1500 watt, and it was and it was damaged freight, but it wasn't damaged. That's half of freight. Is the box was damaged, so they can't sell it. And so I got this one, and it's survived me for now like 8 or 9 years, I think, and it died where the battery died, and so everything that was connected through the one half of it no longer worked because they didn't have a pass through. So I picked up a new one, but that one doesn't have enough voltage to handle my computer. And as soon as I started a game, it actually beeped that it was overloaded. So I have to return that one. So Michael said about a replacement battery for the old one that was about the same price as the new one, and would just put it in. So I have to see how that works. But it really comes in handy because if there's a brownout or a power outage, having the ability to have about 15 minutes on the battery to completely shut down is very, very useful. I've lost work because of before autosave existed, because it cut off before the or I didn't save for like an hour, or because of brownouts during like air conditioning highs during an apartment complexes, or if there's a thunderstorm. But if I have the battery, it means that when all the power goes out, I can actually save and then exit. So
Should work like new now.
mm-hmm.
Those batteries added in were pretty old.
Were they like on fire and burnt? And
They were well past their expiration date.
did it have expiration on them?
Probably somewhere. But I know the
What'd you do with them?
they're up in my room.
Oh, okay, good. I thought you were just like gonna throw them in the trash.
No, I have a place of work and can take them.
Okay, I thought you would. Otherwise, my work technically does, but it's for like.
You don't go to work anymore.
Well, yeah, but also they're for like the little double A's and stuff. And if I wouldn't drop those,
Well, I mean that's kind of what I got at my work too. I mean, there's a lot of lithium batteries and stuff too. Those are lead acid, so they're nothing like we have at work, but they all go to the same place. They all go to a battery recycling place.
yeah, I have the they have like the electrical tape there, and like tape the ends of the terminals. I just want to see that where I'm just like,
Yeah, no. Now, his 12-volt batteries were putting off, like, they were in series, were putting off like 8 volts at what I assume was what it was as far as it could possibly charge. Which is why it was screaming at him. I was like, yeah, this thing ain't gonna do crap anymore. Just needed some new batteries.
I don't think that actually. No, that sure is. Well, that's correct.
Pretty sure the batteries have got a decent 5-star rating.
5-star rating.
5-star rating on Amazon.
Yes, all of them said very good in all wrong spelling.
Yes.
All the same 2 words for 1,000 reviews.
Very possible. I didn't actually read any of the reviews.
Just stop me.
Okay, so lip syncing is done, but now I still don't know exactly how I want to have her positioned in all this, because she has nothing else in her scene here. She's.
Just to get my hands on
Oh, that's right. You're trying to make it look like she was. You know,
it. Really should have been mine all along.
Like, I was trying to
statue would
copy.
be- That statue's not supposed to be too far up off the ground. It's supposed to be. That statue's flying.
It was so that you could see the statue.
Yeah.
Otherwise, to make it work, I'd have to put her at this angle. But if I put her at that angle, then I have a different problem of houses.
Well, I get you wanting something in the background.
Mm-hmm.
I can't help but feel like you should just like have the moon somewhere or something.
Have what?
The moon.
But the moon doesn't create a base to the
Oh,
ground.
and that's right. It's supposed to be day. She just made it dark.
Well, you can have the moon during the
Or
day.
what? Oh yeah. I don't know.
No, it's
Bugging me.
it's about making a connection, because in this shot, it's going to establish where she is at the high school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to show her outside the high school at trying to match similar angle to the way that they do the establishment in the movie, which tends to be off center from the front of the high school, so that it's relative to what people are already used to. After that, I need to show then something that's iconic from the original, which would be the statue of the horse, to allow you to position where she is in that space, so that as soon as it swaps there, you're not going from the high school to where the hell am I now, that you know where you are in that establishing shot. So that is what the purpose of that statue is. But
What was behind her in the original shot?
in this is a completely unique shot.
No.
In the I think when she was talking at this part, it was like further over here, and she was actually on the ground in like an angry position, speaking towards the door of the high school, if I remember right. So I wanted it to be unique because I wanted her to fly in. Well, actually, I think, yeah, she does fly in. That's why I had to do that, because of the whoosh. There's a whoosh. It would be neat to like do kind of a spinny camera with it, but it's anything I do requires that's too low to the ground requires the use of something in the background, trees, buildings, something. And the original map's buildings were shite, so I would have to use my own buildings, but I don't know what to use for that. I would have to build a whole street.
You already have built a street.
No.
Like, you don't like that one, no.
Which street?
The street in front of Camelot Castle. Or not Camelot Castle, Camelot High.
Yeah, but that all their buildings are single color, like super, super basic. So it just wasn't working. I think okay, what I'm going to do right now is we're going to save as, I'm going to save this as, actually November 9 too, that works. I'm going to split the files because then I can actually play around with that map a bit more. So I'm going to split it by what's done and what's not done right now. For that, I am going to save again this as, I want to make sure these are separate, so I'm going to call this 1. Okay. And then I'm also, because I want to make sure it saves, this is going to be the master file. I've done this anytime I split a file so that if I mess something up and I find out in the immediate, I have a recovery file. Now I'm going to go back to open. 9.1. So this would be considered the first part.
That face, I love that face. Look at that. She's so cute. She got the something's up. Twilight's up to something's. It's a cute face. It's like I smell toy mischief. Her eye. You bothered to fix it on one side, not the other. So she just like.
No, it's because for how long it passes, you don't even really notice it. I like this little Big Mac. Okay, so this would be 9.1. So I'm going to be like triple checking everything while I'm doing this. There is no crossover audio. Everything got collapsed into this one. That makes sense. The other thing that's going to suck is if there's any changes in scene builds between the two, but I don't think that will be the case. And if it does, I'll just have to deal with it because it's going to, or this is an eventuality.
Deleting so much stuff.
It's everything past that point.
Everything you ended up not using.
Or anything that's not in this first half.
Okay, you're splitting it. Should make things easier, I imagine.
God, look at all those little audio bits. So this one I'm going to do that ahead of time. So I'm going to split it at that point. So we're going to grab all the audio from here to here. Delete. All the audio from here to here is delete. And the audio from here to here. Doesn't say, just delete. There we go. This is all going to collapse otherwise. Okay, and then delete. Oh, that didn't move my bookmarks with it, did it? No. Oh well. I think I might have missed some of that. I use these bookmarks as a way of...
Sounds like a cat who just got scared.
I missed some music here. Headshot surgery. That's in the wrong place. That kind of sucked isn't being used. So I need to make sure that everything here fine. It's all shifted. The background on that didn't work for...
Yes, all that.
It's because I was modifying something else, so I had to shut off the self-lighting of that background texture. Since it was shut off, now it's waiting for lighting, and I'm not setting any its way. So I have to turn it back on. But it doesn't matter until... That's also why this is darker. But that's not worried until later. But no...
It seems like they need that buddy emoji.
So the reason I do the bookmarks though is if there's a situation where I adjusted the timing on something or changed how something was timed or moved something around, even if it was by accident, that can have dire consequences. So normally I shut off the ability for stuff to move bookmarks, but I don't even think it matters on this screen. And it means that if any of these shift, I will be able to see that it shifted. There's an overlay in here too. And then I can see how far each of those shifts goes and where the original point is that it wasn't shifted, and then that tells me where the shift happened, and I can verify that everything is okay. It has saved me a couple times, so that's evil. So that's why I like doing that. I need to make sure that everything is timed when it's shifted over.
This video is so good. I mean, there's something about this part you're working on right now that isn't as good, but it's still good.
And it really should have been mine all along.
I still love that.
Yeah.
And it really should have been
She just is coming, and everyone knows it but her.
I thought this rocket here in this scene turned out really good.
It did.
Even here, you got the wind coming off of these things.
No, I remember you were very meticulous.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much like you always are.
What did you to stop me? I have magic, and you.
Yay. Yay. Freaking Applejack back there is just like not right. Just Applejack's back there not being right.
Well, I gotta figure out why her textures is the ambient occlusion is broken. But I think she also has a shotgun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that until I saw her just blank stare. I think what I'm going to do with her is that everybody else is just going to kind of do their idle, like where they are right now, not changing much. But I'm going to have her just stare blankly and then go... I'm going to go kill her some varmints.
We'll murder Sunset. But Twilight beat her to it. I was gonna murder everyone. Died from spraying just ends up being a yes.
I think I'm not even gonna have her do science. I think I just want to have the sounds of the explosion in the background and just have it zoom in on her doing a face like this for like 8 seconds. And just have it just keep going like this. And just screams in the background and
get some Will Holmes in there.
oh yeah, well a lot of their positioning is a rough initial. There's no backgrounds. There's me putting them there so that I have an idea as to what I'm doing with these shots. because that's why it's red. So red to me, at least from my perspective, I have my 5 colors that I kind of work with. Blue is the default color that everything starts with, and it just means that maybe the shot's going to be this long, but everything within it is subject to change, or even just be removed. Red is where I basically solidified what I want the basics of the shot to be in terms of cinematography or placement, and might have some animation started, but for the most part, it's about that this angle and what you're seeing is, in the general sense, going to be what's in the final. So in this case, the shot I want to have is going to have all the girls standing there doing something, like reacting in some way. If it changes to yellow, then that means that the basic animation is done, that I went through, done the past. Most of the backgrounds are done, some of the basic lighting. It's basically most of the basic stuff is done. Then going from yellow to green is about that final cleanup. That's where I do like the hair emotions, physics of stuff, any extra cleanup, refinement, making sure that everything is fine, baking the bones. Green means at that point that it is done, and there should be nothing left I have to touch on it. So once it, like on this one, there wasn't really any animating, so I could kind of skip right to green, and it's basically done. But this one is yellow because I'm saying that I need to do some checks on some cleanup activities. So like right now, I don't think Big Mac's tail is animated. He's pretty basic, and I haven't probably locked her jiggle bones or anything. So it's about just verifying all that. So it's like I even put on here, verify change focus. So I'm pretty sure that was a note to myself of, do I want to have it changed to his focus or not? Or during the rocket going up, do I want to have it changed to the rocket's focus or stay on Applejack? So that's because I'm just not 100% sure yet. Purple is what I tend to use for non-scene elements. So a lot of these are probably scene builds. So like this is because as soon as I start trying to clean up a shot to make it more efficient to render, I start deleting stuff. And when I start deleting stuff, that's undoable. So I want to have a single shot that if I need to grab anything from an angle that I changed something on last minute, I want to be able to have something to grab that from. So this is one of those interior shots. This is the one of her walking up to the little space center. So that's that shot. This is of the high school, but I don't think there's actually anything in here. I think this is where I was originally starting the girls bit. That's what the angle was originally going to be, because I was going to have. So this wasn't a scene, like a copy paste scene build. It was, I might want to still use this. I wanted to originally have them go to them, and then go to some of the other non-main group of people to look on as like something bad happened. But I decided instead to shift that to a single shot of them being all weirded and disgusted, and then swap to, instead of the boys, swapping to her doing that. So I thought that was a better shot. So that's what those are. So purple just tends to be these ones of, I don't really want to get rid of them, or they have scene builds or something useful, or maybe I did something really, really stupid. I have one of the shots, some of the other ones from Nergigante doing her little stupid walk, and the stupid walk, I didn't want to get rid of the whole animating part of her, so I kept it in a purple bit afterwards. So it's kind of my breakdown for colors. So green is good. Green means it's basically where I'm going to put it in final.
Just to get my hands on this crown.
We pretty much made you haven't started on it yet, right?
Blue I take as subject to change. Like everything is subject to change. Where this one could, or blue could contain animation and some basic stuff, but I'm still saying that I am probably going to change a lot of what's in there. Or I'm going to change the camera angle drastically. I might split it in two. But if it's at the point of yellow or green, it means that it is locked down. And if I change any of those, I'm probably going to have to change other green bits. And then that's just a whole other beast. So it's about getting it planned. So yeah. So like this one right now, I have some lip syncing done. Just because I have lip syncing done, nothing else in it is really set down. Like, I don't know if this is the angle I want for her. I don't know. So because of that, I don't want to make her red. But I do want to clear up my memory. So this is save 2. I'm now going to open up save 1 to, save 1, save 0, I guess. I'm going to verify that everything was still in there, and it was. So that is fine. So I'm going to exit, and that should wipe my memory. And reopen. The problem is I do have all those other scene builds in those purple areas on the end. I can probably get rid of a couple of them on those just to save the extra space. Now that I realize that I didn't actually leave those purples in the other first shot one, where they probably would be needed more, but most of that's green anyway. Let's see where we're at memory for now. Oh, yeah, a lot less. Well, I mean, it's still loading, but... No.
Too much?
Not really that much less, but I'm thinking a lot of it is because of these two shots. But this one I don't need anymore.
Are you sure?
It doesn't matter, it's in this scene anyway. No, that one was of her original science space, but later on she goes and moves to this science space. But even this science space, I'm using a different angle in. And that angle is unique to what I've been working on, so probably don't even need that. But then those two are just the, well, I'm not going to use this anymore. If they're unique models. If they're not loaded anywhere else, if I get rid of them, it will save memory for not having them there. Okay, so I just want to try to get the memory down a little bit, because then I feel more comfortable playing around with the actual map. If I can't get it down at below red, I'm a little concerned that the map is just not going to want to play nice while I'm working on it. If I need to, I can move these 3 over to the other one, but I wanted to keep it here because of this yellow one right now. Yeah, that dropped. Just getting rid of those 2 shots at the end got rid of 500 megabytes. It's still red, but at least it's almost a gig to play with. So I'm more comfortable with it. Alright, so if that's the case... might not play nice with my background. Well, for one, they're not actually by the school, but if I were to use this, those are the buildings.
I mean, I don't even remember what the houses look like in the show. If they
I know,
were that
but
basic or not.
One thing I need to do here.
I mean, if it matches the show aesthetic, then I mean,
That should fix the clipping error on the buildings. Yes, it did. Perfect. Okay. So that was one concern I had. And then let's see what happens when we say display or draw other entities. Oh. There's nothing in here. It's running at 10 looking that way. Thankfully, I would only need to look this way. As long as they don't have it touch that corner of that building at all. But, actually, wait. So, this path around is something that's loaded. But there's something here that was loaded. Oh. Why is that separate? Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It's a unique texture to that bit. So this isn't a model. It is a... it's a... You can, in Hammer, attach a general texture to an area, and that's what's done here with the green ground. But then you have a secondary one that you can attach to like the flat surface of anything that is like a tattoo to the map, and that is what those are. So I don't know why this one is determined not. Oh wow, going underground is apparently tough. What is this? It's the future. No, because what I could do for some of these shots is, like, especially this one, I don't need to have these entities on. I could just load or use the horse statue that's here.
If anything, those houses are almost as, if not more, varied than the ones in the show. They are ugly, still.
Okay, what direction was the horse looking?
I thought I was always looking towards the school. Was it away?
It's away.
It makes more sense.
I don't care about this being exact. That will work. And let's grab... So this is where I'm going to be a little concerned, because I have a feeling that these clouds that I put in are going to be outside the visual range of this scene. And they are. And look, for her size,
She's about the right size.
you still see the horse.
Oh yeah, I just didn't realize how close to the ground you had her.
I didn't want her in the air. She's supposed to be closer to the ground. Or close-ish. But if I do this, let's say we put her right here. I want to have... Nope, actually I'm going to put her over here. Because I don't want the horse's ass in the way. I want the...
Butts.
I still want the school a little bit visible. So this is going to be about finding a balance.
That statue implies...
Actually, she should probably be like actually over here. But then like this is going to be literal like horse butt.
And that statue implies that there are horses in that world.
Yeah, they have an episode where Sunset's riding one.
Gross. I get that she's actually a horse, but...
Why is it gross?
Never mind.
Because she's sitting on a horse?
She is a horse.
No, she's a person.
No, she's a horse pretending to be a person.
Sure. You just like defined most people's OCs.
Well, most people are a horse.
Well, because I don't want to deal with this. This is a pre-built shadow, I think.
I've seen that episode. I have to find it now.
I'm thinking it would be best to maintain... I don't mind putting her, like, here. That's about the furthest in I would want to go. What?
Everybody got giggles in chat.
You did this, Michael.
I did. I am a bringer of chaos.
Just to get my hands on this crown, and it really should have been mine all along.
Yeah, and this also breaks the rocket. And it crashed.
You said you saved all that memory though. What are you crashing for?
Because something that was in something there just overloaded the memory. It doesn't. It's not the only reason. This is why I'm scared to use that map.
Yeah.
But there's nothing else with the high school visible.
Yeah. You would have to. Nah. I mean, you kind of have to use that map.
If there was a download of it, it'd be fine. But there's not, and I can't even get an export of it because it is not a model. It's made from Hammer.
Yeah. You're just gonna have to like do all the animating without the map and then add the map back in last minute, I guess.
But even then, say I rely on that, go forward with it, and I start a render, and the render never finishes because something errors every time.
Can you just do a scene with? Can you cut it off so it's just this map? Like cut the animation up again.
No, if there's like that crash wasn't because of memory, it was because of something that was found in transitioning between those two, like that. So, and only thing I can think of with that is that Spike in that shot is in some kind of out of bounds area that is not good. So if I unload Canterlot and reload the Void, it should work fine. Because right now... Oh, actually no, because that did not have Canterlot. I was still in the Void because it crashed after the autosave, so it didn't actually save anything. Yeah. Yeah, see, now it works fine. So I think the school is too identifiable, so I have to, unless I just only use that map for the establishing shot and actually I think I can get away with just the establishing shot. Oh, and when everybody dies.
Yes.
Other than that, I don't think I have to show it. So that means I would just have to render out a 2-second bit at the beginning with her standing there and the friends and whatever too. But that does still bring up, can I lower the angle of this? There was street lights that were visible. I'm going to save it just to lock it in. I'm going to load up that map, and I want to get a good example of what I was looking at for that shot, for that angle, and see what would be in the background. Because this is what I was something like this I was going to use. Every time I think of an established shot that looks like this, I always think of like the music from Family Guy whenever they show the house as their establishing shot, and like ding, or like Seinfeld, and like down.
Yeah, sounds the apartment building.
Yeah. So, let's see here. I need at least a 35. I can't go any further back than that. So if I were to use this, I think what I'm going to do here.
Can you add back in just the horse statue, or did you already do that?
It's where that black spot is.
You did that before. You left out all the accessories and added just in the okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
I don't know if that is what you did. Because I feel like
Yeah, but the
accessories
turning on and off the accessories is messy because the system doesn't like to keep that flag flipped.
Well, you can just keep them all off and just bring in the horse statue because that's the only thing on the outside that matters. That and maybe that horseshoe thing.
It depends on the angle. And also, depending on the angle, I probably wouldn't even need to worry about that. But if I have buildings in this shot, I need to make sure that the buildings that are here aren't very different from something else I put in the background. So because I can see buildings here, what else can I shut off here? That's potentially workable.
It keeps crashing. Let you keep the...
No, it's where it's masking. So if I want to, I can render two versions of this, one with, one without, and put whatever buildings I want on this version, and then render it again with it, and then mask between them so that I can, all these missing things are still showing. That would work. It'd be messy though, but it would allow me the freedom of choosing my own buildings and my own streetlights. I'm guessing those streetlights are like iconic, but I mean, or they're canon, but I don't think many people are going to look at it and go, that wasn't the right streetlight.
I already looked at the picture of the how high this house should all be like tan with brown roofs and chimneys. So they're not even the right houses. Or they're not.
You looked it up?
Yeah.
That's creepy. Googling a girl's cartoon show.
Who watches children's cartoons? Come on. Especially one about ponies. Anybody in this chat who watches a cartoon show about ponies? You're a degenerate. I said it. Your entire fan base leaves.
It's all your fault.
Yeah. It will be too one day. No, you. Yeah, me too. We're all degenerates. We just have to accept it.
I do want to get rid of this camera angle. Oh, it's just some random camera motion, that's all it is. I also have to make sure that if I change this down, that she's fine. I really wish I could just have the high school in the background of this shot. That's even more difficult.
Doesn't matter keeping the map crashing when she's got it on.
And this camera, if I move it at all, is going to destroy some of its motion, but that is fine.
I mean, with her facing that way, if she's looking that way and she's looking at the main six, then the high school would be...
High school would be this way.
Behind them, yeah.
It'd be over here.
Yeah, it'd be behind the main six.
But I can turn the statue wherever I want, and I can just... Ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it'll be. The statue will be the one to take her out. Be like, yeehaw. Like,
where is it going to take her?
To hell.
For Italian.
We're going down.
No, hell horse.
I think they're clipping.
She's fine.
I've had to jump through so many hoops tonight.
Okay, well I won't. I think I'm gonna have to think on that one. Because if I move this to like Can I move it further away? Oh, that makes her head look weird.
Her head already looks weird.
Touche, but it's because of how she comes on the camera. But I would like to be able to do it where I can have a shot like somewhere I can keep the camera moving a little bit. But I'm not going to worry about that right now because that is not going to change too much.
I think I know what to fix my back. Ibuprofen and whiskey.
If you don't... If you numb the pain, there's no pain.
Right.
You just
I'm sure it won't come back
sever all the nerves. Just become a wheelchair bound.
Yeah.
Then you got no pain.
This is true. I think I'd sooner just toss myself from a building.
From a building?
Yes.
Well, not this one. Because
It's not high enough. I might survive.
either from my room.
Yeah, probably. It's only a story up.
It's 2 stories out.
No, the floor is it's one story. Like we're on the first floor. The second floor.
I know, but the front's the garage. From my window, it's 2 stories out.
No, you're right. I still might
And
survive.
it's pavement.
I might have second thoughts and try to catch myself.
What if you go head first,
I just shatter both. My
or go out your
legs.
window into the little like the little escape for the downstairs?
I don't even know what that is. There's like awning or something over a piece of.
Yeah, but if you go head first, you'll file pretty quick.
What exactly
Is there like
do you
a
think
secret
you're going
room
to do?
under this place?
The streaming cloud effect. Depends on which one. Well, actually, it doesn't really matter because they're all the same effect. That is from a workshop item, but you have to heavily modify it. Or was it from there?
So much Sonic.
And it aligns with the fucking ducks. Because it was speed lines. There's a particle set you can get. But I'm not seeing it here. So I don't remember where I got it. I think it might be on SFM box. I don't like going there on stream because it has a lot of NSFW stuff at times too. But it might have been from there. But it's a particle effect that just creates speed lines. And one of them is a cone of speed lines. So I have the cone of the speed lines, and then I just extended them, blurred them. Well, not really blurred. You can kind of blur them. But it's just I had to play with just a ton of the effects on the particle to make it work by making some of the ones at the front here that were sharper angle, and then as it went further back there was other ones that are flatter. When it gets to the edge here, there's another one to create that break point. There's another one that turns on when Spike's head comes up. And then there's these little ones that are less blurred because it's such a small portion. But I can't remember where I got the speed lines from. Actually, I might be able to kind of figure out. The speed line HD1. Nah, it doesn't have the open in viewer. So I might have just downloaded it from somewhere, so I wouldn't be able to tell you 100% right now where I got them from. But I swear, I thought it was from Workshop. but I would have found it if I did, because that's the lines I looked for. So, but yeah, so that's all it was. I didn't make them myself. I did the same effect in this one. That's where I got the idea, or because I knew how to do it from this plane. Coming down, there's some of the wind effects coming around the edges of it. I think there's another one of it.
I love that shot.
Yeah, from here, having the heat coming off the wings. So I knew I just had to do it from that. You like which shot?
I like that shot there, and then the shot that follows it up when it goes back to Trixie, with just kind of the eyes. That it's so. I know you kind of took the artistic style directly from the show, but you recreated it so well.
It was a bitch too, because her eyes are open, fully open, because it was the only thing that worked. I had to put these. Well, there's these black boxes that I had to put to block all light from reflecting off of all the different small little nuances of her face, all across the side. Those teeth are from the Five Nights at Freddy's model, because there was no good teeth, and this was with the old model, so the smile was creepy. The new enhanced models have a much better smile for that.
It looks good. It looks real good. I particularly like
There's
that video.
Also, I believe it's in this shot, yeah. So right at the beginning of the shot, the water glitched. Oops. And so for the first frame, the water will actually skip.
Yeah.
Only for the first frame, and then it's fine.
You're the only person who noticed. No, you don't. Everyone is.
I can point at every freaking thing. This particle effect only updates its position on every frame, so you can tell that there's a frame there, because every time it went around,
it just looks like a cool effect. That's all it looks like.
So that just bugs me that when it comes around, it did that. If you render at a higher frame rate, you'll get more frames, but then you just interpolate, grab every third frame or something to use instead, but then you'll get a much smoother effect. Remembrance had the same issue with some particle effects.
It's a cool shot too.
That one, I think I had to put two different glasses on her, one to create the nice glow. Actually, I think the glow is from a volumetric. The hair is two different models of Blackjack's hair retextured to make it look like that hair. Again, there's black bars over everything. You can see the little bit left of her eye right there. This is a Dota 2 bat model. It just comes flying down there.
Bats. Oh wait, back up. To Fluttershy's like that. That's awesome.
That's what it was in the original edit too. And then just all the eyes opening.
Again? Just colored pink, or is that actually Fluttershy's?
That's Blackjack's hair, and then Fluttershy's real hair curls around.
See, you put it all together so beautifully. You really did.
Then
I think this is probably one of my favorite videos of yours that doesn't involve horses kissing. I mean, horses kissing is
in this
pretty high up the list.
In this, it was supposed to be that a guy gets skewered with blood, and so I didn't want to do that in a pony video, so I had to hit with a cake instead.
You just impaled a pony, I'm pretty sure. People would have been horrified.
Yeah, but because it's volume's low. But no, it's because of the sound effect. I couldn't get rid of the sound effect. Yeah, you can hear it sounds like blood. It's supposed to be a guy dying, but I said cake.
Yay, cake.
To make this shot work, the rocks in the background are actually moving in to create the extra perception that it's like the whole scene is moving. So as this progresses, the rocks are actually pulling themselves in.
Noticing the crucifix. Oh no, wait, that's the.
There's so many things I had to figure out how to get around here. That's where actually he was using the speed lines for a real effect. Also, this had a fade in it. Fades are super hard to plan because you have to render two scenes that are technically overlapping. So you have to plan out when one scene overlaps into the other and whatnot. I usually have to do bookmarks where I'll do like, I'll go on this shot and I'll put, instead of having a bookmark here, I have a bookmark like here and here. And what this is telling me is that this shot, when I render it, needs to be put to here. And then when I'm done with that render, I have to go and do this shot and I have to render it to here. And so then I know I have the full bits. So that's normally how I'll plan my my fades, because otherwise, how do you can't overlap? Well, okay, you can overlap shots in SFM, but it's not a good thing to do. So that's just the only way I knew how to do it. It's derpy. It was not nice.
It's like, we should not be doing this, guys.
But
we are clearly bad.
don't even get me started with her outfit.
Yeah, I remember watching you do it. It was a nightmare to watch you.
Her spinny thing of here. The only way to get that gun to show up for the spin so much is that there is actually like 3 or 5 guns that are all slightly delayed or in front of the original spinning rifle, so that it created more models to blend to. Otherwise, you barely saw the gun when it was spinning. So as soon as you start spinning it here, the gun actually splits into multiple rifles, and you can kind of, I think it's 3, so you can kind of see 1, 2, 3, and actually maybe it'd be 5, because you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it was the only way to make it work. And I can't remember, I learned how to do that watching somebody else do something. Anything else goofy or weird in this one?
That.
No. And then this map with this with how it's reflecting, that's just a pre-made map that has a water texture on it, but it doesn't move. The only way to make it look like it moves is to move the camera. So anytime I have these shots, I'm always moving the camera, because then it makes it look like there's water moving. Anyway, yeah, that was a fun one to make, actually. Learned a lot.
It's a fun one to watch.
But I think for this one, then I have to figure out what I want to do for like some of these. There's still, like, I'm kind of moving forward with this project, but I don't know how I'm going to finish a lot of it. Like, I want to add some audio on some bits, and I don't know what audio, like music or background something, and I don't know what to put, and that changes timing, which then leaves me concerned that I'm going to be like retiming a bunch of stuff. So whatever, things work out in the end, so I'll just let it go. As long as I have this shot, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm. It's like after 2 years of work, that's all you release. It's like, this is what I have. Enjoy. You just have like the sound of wind blowing.
Well, I like the names of these. It's Main 6, what the fuck? What a world, what a world.
Yeah.
Twilight Button makes blammo. Brain blink. And then everyone dies.
Yay.
So, okay. Well, I will close this for now, though. But back on Friday. But now I at least have this saved in my Snagit, so I can pull it up for reference if I need, instead of having to constantly load up the other one. What does this look like in the background? What does that look like? Now I have at least kind of an idea. And I could almost like load the map up, load up models on top of like roads and stuff, and try to make a more detailed version of it with what I have. But that would take a long time. I think the main reason this project has taken as long as it has is because of the unique scene builds. There's so many scene builds I've had to build, and those take forever because I take forever on them. But anyway, yeah. Have a good week. I think I'm gonna go lay on the ground. Let it charge. I want to make sure it holds a charge. What are you doing? Why'd you have to turn it off and on again?
I didn't mean to turn it on and off.
You hit it's a power button. When you hit the power button, it turns it off.
I only know how to get it working again.
How do you turn on your computer? Do you literally just go plug it back in and then unplug it at the end of the...
I mean, I've done that.
Shut it off.
I've done that for the.
Don't. I'm gonna lock the circuit breaker downstairs. It's gonna be like time to go to work. Flipping the switches.
It says it's fully charged. The batteries must have been charged before they showed.
No, or partially. I don't know how fast it charges. Anyways, whatever.
Are you still streaming?
Yeah.
Rambling on.
Yep. Have a kid. Oh no, that's me. Hello. So no, we're gonna go to Kitty. And
Meow meow.
yeah. What did I? I snapshot August 1st, 2018 for a video that will be out tomorrow for a channel update. Just for a joke. Kind of joke. Anyways, bye-bye.
You have a joke video?
You're not paying attention to the channel, I guess.